The alley reeked of stale urine and despair, a grim testament to the city's underbelly. Elara, her strength failing, her breath ragged, clawed at the face of her attacker, her screams swallowed by the indifferent city night. The man's fetid breath, hot and rank against her cheek, filled her with a revulsion that mirrored the terror gripping her heart. She thrashed, her body a vessel of panic, but his weight was suffocating, his grip unyielding. Just as the darkness began to close in, a figure emerged from the shadows, not a beacon of light, but something monstrous, something that made her blood run cold. Fangs flashed in the dim light, a scream not her own, pierced the oppressive silence, and then the coppery tang of blood, thick and metallic, filled the air. Elara, her senses overwhelmed, her consciousness fading, succumbed to the darkness. She awoke changed. The world was a kaleidoscope of heightened sensations. Her senses were amplified. The rustling of leaves sounded like thunder, the scent of distant rain filled her nostrils, and the city lights blazed with an almost painful intensity. She was stronger, faster, her movements imbued with an unnatural grace. But beneath the exhilaration of newfound power lurked a terrifying hunger, a gnawing emptiness that clawed at her insides, a thirst that only blood could quench. Her creator, a creature of ancient malice named Lucian, his eyes burning with an unholy light, offered a simple, chilling choice: feed or perish. Elara, a former social worker who had dedicated her life to helping the vulnerable, to mending broken lives, was now a predator, a creature of the night, forever bound to the shadows. The first kill was the hardest. A drunken man, his steps unsteady, his words slurred, stumbled home from a bar, oblivious to the predator stalking him. The ease with which she overpowered him, the sickening crunch of bone as her grip tightened, the hot rush of blood as her fangs pierced his neck. It was both exhilarating and horrifying. The power, the primal satisfaction of the hunger satiated, was quickly eclipsed by a wave of guilt and self-loathing. The face of her victim, frozen in a mask of terror, haunted her dreams, a constant reminder of the monstrous act she had committed. Weeks blurred into a macabre routine, a dance of darkness and despair. Lucian, her unwilling mentor, a creature of shadows and secrets, guided her through the labyrinthine underworld of the city, teaching her the ways of the vampire, the art of hunting, the secrets of survival. He reveled in her torment, her moral struggle a source of twisted amusement for the ancient predator. But Elara, her spirit unbroken, refused to succumb to the darkness that threatened to consume her. She clung to the remnants of her humanity, desperately seeking a way to reconcile her past with her monstrous present, to find a purpose in her cursed existence. One night, while hunting in the labyrinthine alleyways, her senses attuned to the rhythm of the city, she overheard a conversation that made her blood run cold. Two men, their voices thick with malice and depravity, bragged about a recent assault, their words painting a vivid picture of violence and violation. A surge of rage, raw and primal, coursed through Elara, eclipsing the gnawing hunger that had become her constant companion. She followed them, her senses heightened, her movements swift and silent, a predator stalking its prey. The alley mirrored her own attack, the victim's terror a chilling echo of her past trauma. But this time, Elara was not the prey. She was the predator, the instrument of vengeance. She descended upon the men, her fury unleashed, her fangs bared, her strength amplified by her vampiric transformation. Their screams were music to her ears, a symphony of retribution, their blood a bitter tonic that temporarily quelled the gnawing hunger within. In that moment of violence and vengeance, Elara found her purpose. She would use her curse, the monstrous gift that had been thrust upon her, to protect the innocent, to hunt those who preyed on the weak and vulnerable. She became a vigilante, a shadow in the night, a whisper of fear in the criminal underworld. She targeted rapists, murderers, those who escaped the clutches of justice, those who reveled in the suffering of others. She became their nightmare, their reckoning, the embodiment of their darkest fears. Her existence was a paradox, a twisted morality play where she walked a razor's edge between darkness and light. She took life to sustain her own, but only the lives of those who, in her eyes, deserved to die. The guilt never fully vanished, a constant shadow that clung to her soul, but it was tempered by the knowledge that she was making a difference, that she was using her curse for good. Word of her deeds spread like wildfire through the criminal underworld, whispered in hushed tones in dimly lit bars and hidden dens of iniquity. The Night Huntress, they called her, a name that evoked both fear and reverence. Some saw her as a savior, a dark angel of vengeance, delivering retribution where the law failed. Others saw her as a monster, even more terrifying than those she hunted, a creature that had crossed the line between justice and vengeance, embracing the darkness she sought to eradicate. Elara walked a tightrope, her existence a constant balancing act between her humanity and her monstrosity. She craved connection, a return to the world of warmth and light, but her vampiric nature isolated her, a barrier between her and the people she sought to protect. She longed for redemption, for a way to cleanse her soul of the blood that stained her hands, but she knew that her path was forever intertwined with darkness, that her survival depended on the very acts that tormented her conscience. Yet, she persisted. With each kill, with each predator brought to justice, she reclaimed a piece of her soul, a twisted form of redemption that allowed her to endure. Elara, the unwilling vampire, the woman forced into a monstrous existence, became a symbol of hope in the darkness, a protector of the innocent, a hunter of those who deserved to be hunted. Her story, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, even in the face of monstrous transformation, a beacon of light in a world consumed by shadows.
Whoa! Did that Elara story give you chills? If you loved this dive into vampire lore, smash that like button and subscribe for more terrifying tales of horror, mythology, and the strange and scary. This is It Real, where the nightmares are just beginning.